Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Enjoying your day, making it a positive one, making it amazing, making it everything it needs to be, and then some. We got about 30 minutes until the extradition hearing starts popping off. But of course, I wanted to get on here to chop it up with you guys on a couple things. We have our first sighting of Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in this, the only suspect in connection to this Idaho 4 tragedy. So we have some firsthand video of him exiting his transport, right, going into the courthouse today. So we got some very interesting some stuff to look into, and of course, I'm really interested to see what happens with everything, right? We're going to be watching WFLA. They're going to be doing some coverage. If I'm correct, they're going to be doing some coverage over this whole situation, just seeing what's going on and all that. But of course, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of some stuff that's going on here. And of course, there were some things that we covered yesterday or last night where there were some questions about some lingering questions that I think we're going to be able to answer before we actually watch as this hearing goes off and everything. So we got a lot to talk about, okay? And a lot to anticipate, because this is going to be a very interesting, maybe, it's going to be a very interesting afternoon, but hopefully it's a very short one as well. I mean, that's just my assumption, that is going to be a fairly short one. So we'll see what happens here with this hearing. And of course, just see how some of the victims' families react and all that. So we're going to be hearing a lot of stuff and checking all those things out, okay? But before we jump into everything and before we get everything going, if you're interested in getting a chance to win $100, please, $100, new money for the new year, please go hit that link that I just pinned to the top of the family chat right now. Go download this brand new app called Swag It app. It's an up and coming brand new social media app. Go download it. Follow me, The Pascal Show, one word. Comment on some of my videos, like some of my videos, and you're instantly entered in for a chance to win 100 smackers. Again, new money in the new year, and the winner will be announced in a very short while. So please, you still got a chance to enter in. So it's very simple. Go download it and win some new money. Okay? Anyway, of course, also do not forget to hit that like button down below, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right? It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show. And I'll say this, hit that like button down below. Send it past 500 likes really quick. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. We're all going to be doing this watch party. Hopefully, the internet's going to be very, very kind to me today. Hopefully, I will be blessed with great internet. That's what I'm hoping for. So hit that like button down below. Let's get into some things, y'all. We got some things to talk about. Real talk, we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things that were talked about yesterday, questions that were mentioned yesterday, and we didn't really get a chance to really cover it and talk about it, which we will be talking about it here on the show. But of course, I know one of the things that everybody wants to see is this monster make his, this is the perp walk, I guess, from my understanding, going into the courthouse earlier this morning. So let's take a look at it, shall we? I think this is worth a looky-loo.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
How are you feeling?
How you feeling, Brian? Brian, you doing?
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
Why did you do it? You last time in Pennsylvania, Bryan.
How are you feeling?
How's it going, Bryan?
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
Why did you do it? You last time in Pennsylvania.
So obviously, as you can see, he really isn't saying much to anybody. Obviously, okay. But just take a look. It's crazy. Okay, so we already know that he has already waived extradition, so he is ready to go out to Idaho. And what the lawyer has been saying, what we covered yesterday, they're saying that they're saying some interesting stuff here. That he's ready to go there, go to the stand, even in Idaho, and say not guilty. Literally, he is ready to be out here saying not guilty, y'all, which to me is absolutely mind-blowing because looks like everything is pointing towards him. Everything's pointing towards him being the bad guy here. So it does make you wonder what the heck is going on and why would he want to try to fight through this? Especially when everything is pointing towards him as the bad guy. Okay. Now, I know some people have talked on certain shows. What are the chances of him being not the bad guy, right? What are the chances of him being innocent in this situation, so on and so forth? I don't know, y'all. They have shot down so many people. We went through all the people, all the usual suspects that we talked about on the show. They went and they said, hey, 5-0 said no. They've been ruled out. This has been ruled out. They've been ruled out, so on and so forth. No matter how many ways you look at this, no matter how many times you try to look at the ex-boyfriend or or a friend or the random creepy lurker over on the side, no matter how many ways you look at this, they've shot down everybody. And that should say something too. Now that they have a suspect. At first, of course, even myself, we're sitting there wondering what the F, why weren't they really diving in? Were they diving into those suspects that, of course, the public was pulling out and looking into, right? But there was a reason, obviously. All the DNA that probably was in that house, and they found this guy. Okay? They found this guy, for crying out loud. It does say something. It does say something very interesting about this monster. Or this alleged monster. I'm sorry, I have to keep saying that, obviously, because it's, unfortunately, it's innocent till proven guilty, right? But as you can see, this guy, let me blow that up so you guys can really see it. Still, this guy is out here saying that he didn't do it. Now, last night, we talked about this. Allegedly, some dude was out there going like, "I'll do this and I'll do that," rapping violent lyrics from songs and all that stuff. I mean, obviously, that was all debunked and not real. Okay, all of it was not real. Okay. But sure as hell funny. And if it was him, again, does he look like the type that gives off that vibe? Right? Would he be the one rapping rap lyrics, Lil Wayne, Bad Bunny, all that? I don't know. Wait. Danny B just said, do you think they would keep him in the turtle vest during transportation. We need justice, and I hope nothing happens until that is given. So I think he's going to be anytime he's out in public, he's going to have the bulletproof vest. He's going to have all that stuff, right? They're definitely going to do that because obviously they need to find out what actually happened here. What's the truth? So on and so forth. If there's other people involved, because you never know. Police believe he acted alone without a shadow of a doubt, according to Chief Fry. But at the same time, there could be a possibility of him actually working alongside with somebody else. And maybe that other person is still out on the lam, still out here kicking rocks. You never know. So that is still something that I think a lot of them are wanting to know. Then also, what's the motive? What's the motive? What's the reason why he did what he did? What motivated him to do this unthinkable crime? These unthinkable crimes. What is it? But then there's the other question of, where's the murder weapon? Where's the weapon? Where did he throw it off to? Did he discard it? Is he holding it somewhere? If he is the guy, again, we got to say that, allegedly. If he is the guy, where? Where did he put this weapon? That's what I'd like to know as well. I think we're all in dire need in desperate need of some clarity here. And this guy right here could hold the key to everything here, to all these answers. But it does make me wonder what in his mind makes him believe that he's going to get off of this, that he's going to walk out of here fine. That's another piece that I'm still wondering about, all right? Because I'm really confused, y'all. I'm really confused. How can somebody come up here and be like, I'm innocent? Like, I want to know proof. Show me proof positive that you're innocent. How you innocent, bruh? How do you think that how can you be that cocky to come out and say, I'm innocent? If you got all the breadcrumbs, all the clues leading towards you, leaning and staring at you. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me at all. I got some super chats real quick. I can prep too. Thank you so much for the 10 Canadian. I'm not for the DP, as DNA evidence has exonerated a lot of people of heinous crimes. Yep. That said, investigative and evidence collecting techniques have greatly improved. Yes, they have. Remember, they were able to pin him and connect him through 23andMe, for crying out loud. I mean, I know it might not have been 23andMe, but imagine if it was 23andMe that they were able to do through a genealogy database that they have online. They were able to connect him to this crime through that. That's amazing. That's amazing and wild at the same time, right? And I do agree, there are a lot of men and women that are on row right now, okay, that are still innocent, but they just haven't had anything to prove their innocence. And they're still looking at DP, at the penalty, right? Susie J, thank you so much. That teacher woman you mentioned before, I think she spoke to the police and she said had her suspicions and police would listen to her. He wanted to be famous. Well, I'm wondering, the teacher that I mentioned, the teacher that I talked about before. Well, obviously she's talked to FBI. Clearly she's spoken to FBI by now. If she hasn't, then I don't know why FBI or law enforcement have been dragging their feet. Clearly everyone, once the BTK daughter did that tweet, did an interview. Apparently she's doing another interview here soon. I mean, obviously you put that kind of information out here saying that he was working, that he worked underneath or was learning from a brilliant SK expert. That's some really deep and big information for you to just overlook, right? So hopefully 5-0 did exactly what they needed to do and talk to Professor Ramslin or Romslin. All right. Absolutely. And obviously, this is something that he wants. It seems as if, from the descriptions that we've gotten so far, all the explanations of how he is and his character, it has come off like he's really trying to stay famous or to, exact his or exercise his intelligence, how genius he is, how brilliant he is. But still, I'm going to say this though, he still got his ass caught. So how genius is that? All right. Kathy Richardson, thank you so much for the 5. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Guilty? Probably. Can they prove it? That's what he's placing his bets on. Exactly. This is exactly the problem. And this is when I wish I had somebody on so I could talk to them about this as well. Another expert on the show to talk about evidence. What evidence do they have that shows them, without a shadow of a doubt, this man did what he did, allegedly? That's the question I still have here too. Because we could sit here all day long and go, oh, yep, that him. That be him. He the monster. Damn right. He did this, this, and this. But it's like, wait a second. How do we know? If you don't have the weapon, one of the biggest piece to connect this man to the crimes that were committed, how are they going to get it to stick? That's the question I have. How are they going to get it to stick? Is it just going to be by putting out information out into the public for all of us to look into, and then it's just going to be the jury that goes and says, F it, he's guilty because of court of public opinion? Or are they going to come in with solid evidence? Because again, you got to remember, that house was, I hate to say it like that. I hate to say this. Okay? I hate to say it like this, but let's keep it straight funky, y'all. That house was crawling with people all the time. They had parties in there. They had friends in and out. Who's to say that he was in there at the party and just being socially awkward? I'm just throwing out questions. I believe this is the guy. But you have to look at the other side of the fence. And you have people coming in and out of that house, so on and so forth. But then again, it's like you do all that research. You dive in, you go to the genealogy database, you connect it to this guy. He's got a car that is in the same car that they're looking for, right? Then you look at his whole, just his personality profile and how he is, what makes him who he is. And it screams that he did this. But will that be enough? Will that be enough in court? That's the question I'd like to know. This is when I wish I had a lawyer I could talk to right now. So we got about 10 more minutes until the hearing gets off and popping. But at the same time, I appreciate y'all coming in here, chopping it up with me, talking with me about all this. He wants to be called BK, like BTK. Can we call him Kberg? like a lettuce variety instead? Actually, that's a very good question, Sasha. Thank you so much for the 5 Australian again. That's a good question, because I remember just saying BK because I was getting tired of saying Bryan Kohberger. In the very beginning, I was like, I'm just going to call him BK. I didn't realize that there was going to be a connection with the BTK monster. So that's so crazy that there's a connection now to that. Just so wild. I got another super chat. I think I saw that. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Harsh Reality. What's up, Harsh Reality? Thank you so much for the 18 pounds. Thank you so much. Pascal is a legend. Smash that like. Thank you so much. Thank you, Harsh Reality. I appreciate that, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching his stuff for a while now as well. Really great content over there as well. You know what? Harsh, if you're around, love to have you hop on. Love to hear your 2 cents about this. If you're on, I'll send you. I'll throw in a video link right now. If you got a few minutes, I don't want to keep you on forever. But if you want to hop on for a few minutes, love to have you on. You know, let's bring the community together. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. So let me know. Holla at your boy, because the hearing will be starting here shortly. All right. I appreciate it. But yes, like I said, you look through all this stuff, you got to play both sides, okay? I will join you tomorrow if you're about. Okay. What? You currently in a wetsuit. What the hell? Hey, whatever you do behind closed doors, it's on you, Harsh. All right? I'm just playing. Enjoy yourself, man. Have fun. Okay. Next time. Tomorrow then. Let's correspond. Okay? Hit me up on the twits. Okay? DM me on the twits and we'll make this happen, all right? Because it'd be great to have you on and we can chop it up about all of this, okay? Because the story ain't over yet. Okay, guys? Sorry, not sorry. This story ain't over yet. But let me make sure I got this going here. Get this all going. Don't worry, we still have that photo. It will still be I will still be showing you that nasty looking photo of this alleged monster's ash. Okay? Don't you worry about a damn thing. But I want to make sure I get this video going. Okay? Because it's supposed to be going on very, very soon. In less than 7 minutes, it's supposed to be on and popping. Okay? So we are going to be checking it out. And of course, this is all through JB Bueno's WFLA. So we will be looking at this as well together, sharing his feed and all that. So of course, share some love to WFLA, because without them, we wouldn't have this kind of coverage. Because one thing that's very interesting is that they're not showing any of the anything that's going on inside of the courtroom. So cameras are not going to be allowed at all. Cameras are not going to be allowed in this piece. Okay. And Precy, I will definitely check out emails in just a minute. Okay. But yeah. So the one thing I wanted to show you guys is this piece too. While we got like about 5 more minutes till we get on and cracking here in this conversation. But this is obviously when he has been spotted for the first time, like the video we just saw, the perp walk, and not the crip walk while you throwing out gang signs. Okay. Nah, not crip, perp. All right. So the first time we ever seen this dude's ass ever just happened this morning. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit of this. Okay. He was spotted Tuesday, like he's the Sasquatch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was spotted for the first time since his arrest, stepping out of the prisoner transport van at the courthouse in advance of his highly anticipated extradition hearing. He wore a red jail-issued jumpsuit, very becoming. I just love how it brings out his eyes, and had his hands shackled in front of him as 2 law enforcement officials escorted him to the Monroe County Courthouse at about 10:45 a.m. He got there early, y'all. He got there super early. He remained stone-faced as reporters pelted him. It's a very aggressive word. Pelted him with questions that included, why did you do it? Are you going to Idaho? I mean, duh, he's going to Idaho. Y'all, I mean, come on. He's waiving extradition. What the hell do you mean? What the hell do you think that means? I'm just saying. Duh. Wait, you think he's gonna be like walking down and go, yes, I am actually doing the trip, the transport all the way back to Idaho. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Can't wait. It's gonna be smashing. No, he's gonna walk. He got nothing to say. Are you going to Idaho? Yes, he's going to Idaho. Damn. Okay. Oh my God. At one point, the accused masked monster, wearing a haunting expression, looked directly at the scrum of media. Yeah, I know he's not British. I just thought it was funny to make him sound very sophisticated. Like, wait, hold on. All right. Yes, I am making the extradition over to Idaho. It's going to be amazing. And it's like, whoa, he sounds like that? When also we just been hearing all this other stuff. This interview, this phone call he had with T-Rev 757, where it, it sounded weird. I work with people that are at the Sigma Chi. It's very interesting. They're talking about how they get away with murder. Like, that's weird, y'all. I figured he'd be a little bit more sophisticated sounding. I mean, look at the guy. Look at him. I'm just saying. I'm just here for the lulls, guys. I'm just here for the lulls. But anyway, let me get some of these other super chats real quick as we wait. We got like 3 more minutes. Okay. Mrs. JML philanthropist goes, Pascal, he's not British. Oh, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Oh, man, I love it. Anyway, I will be checking the emails. Hold on one second. And of course, we'll be looking at it because I don't know how much information they're going to be giving us right off the jump at 2:00 when this whole thing gets going, given the fact that we can't even go. There will be no cameras inside the courtroom. So it'll be very interesting with what's going on. Lisa Mitchell, thank you so much for the 10. Love your British accent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully Harsh Reality appreciates it too. But where is it? Where am I? Sorry, I'm just looking at he sounds like yes, exactly. If he's Harsh Reality, exactly. If he sounds like Morgan Freeman, I will be gut. I'm just saying, y'all, that you know what I mean? Like they were saying that he was like screaming rap lyrics. I mean, it was all debunked, but now I'm thinking he sounded like Eminem or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, the ridiculousness is just insane. And the ridiculous amounts of theories and the fact that people are debunking and how we're still having to like wonder or question if certain things are true or not is very frustrating in my personal opinion. And I wish it wasn't like that. I really, really wish it wasn't like that at all. But let me take a look, see what's going on here. Is it on and popping? Not yet. Not yet. It has not started yet, but we are waiting. Okay. Hi from UK. That's a London accent, not British. There we go. Sophie S., thank you so much for the £5. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, I mean no disrespect if I'm hurting anybody's feelings from the UK. I apologize. I just figured he'd be very proper for fun. But let's see. So as we wait, because it hasn't happened yet, okay? It's 2:00 right now. We're still waiting. We are still waiting, okay? That was not Cockney, okay? Come on. Somebody said, London accent, Cockney? No. Not that. Yeah, see, thank you. Hugh Grant, thank you. That's exactly who I thought in my head. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Also, let me get this too before it goes away. Nikisha Moses, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. All right. Welcome to the roller coaster ride, which is the Pascal Show. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Farhia. Hearsey? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Farhia, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. I do appreciate that. Again, see, as you can see, we're still waiting. has not presented itself at all. We're still waiting. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to Idaho? You know what I'm saying? Like, the hell? The hell? Of course he's going to Idaho. Jamie Kennedy is a good one too. Damn, that's a good one too. You know, actually, that's funny because the Malibu Most Wanted, subliminal. You know what I mean? Floorboard on my Ford. So it could, it could be that too. Oh my God, 6 acres exactly. Thank you so much for the 10. Looks like a dork. Yeah. 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 But I'm still, I mean, I'm gonna refresh. So they moved it. So they're not going live until 2:10 now. So they're still waiting. Okay. So they're still waiting on some stuff, y'all. Okay. But I'm gonna replay the clip that I just showed you guys just a second ago, because I think this is interesting. And, you know, I'm sure we all would like to see that for sure. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. I hate this thing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What I was trying to say is, damn. What I'm really looking forward to, okay? What I'm really looking forward to is hopefully hearing from the family. I hope to hear from the family. I think that's the thing that we all want to see. I have a feeling Steven will be the first to come through and say something for sure. I will slow down the chat. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to do that right now. Okay. Give me fuel. Give me fire. Give me that which I desire. There it is. I have just slowed down the chat. One thing that's really cool about this, though, is that anybody who's a member can still comment as much as you want. So that's very, very cool. So be sure to hit that join button down below. Support the channel in any way you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's take a look at this perp walk one more time. Not the crip walk. Okay. Throwing out gang signs. Nah. Perp. Let's get it.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian.
Brian, did you do it? How are you feeling?
How you feeling, Brian?
Brian, did you do it? Are you ready to go to Idaho? Brian, did you do it?
You last time in Pennsylvania, Brian.
You know what? I am going to fix this. Give me 2 seconds. Because I just want it anyway. Get this right. Yes. Got that fixed. Let's get this right. Here we go.
Hey, Brian.
Brian, did you do it? How are you feeling?
How you feeling, Brian?
Brian, did you do it? Are you ready to go to Idaho? Brian, did you do it?
You last time in Pennsylvania, Brian. Hey, Brian.
Brian, did you do it? How are you feeling?
How you feeling, Brian?
Somebody just asked, how you feeling? How you feeling? Okay. Wow.
Brian,
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
you last time in Pennsylvania, Brian. Hey, Brian.
How are you feeling?
How's it going, Brian?
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
You last time in Pennsylvania, Brian.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The amount of times that they said, "Are you like?" The guy in the background. Just hold on. Hear it for 2 seconds. If there's an echo, just deal with it. I'm sorry, but just hear the background. If you hear him in the back, just listen.
Hey, Brian.
How are you feeling?
How's it going, Brian?
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
You last time in Pennsylvania, Brian.
Like, how many times are you going to sit there and go, "Brian, did you do it? Brian, did you do it? Brian, did you do it?" I'm sorry. Sorry. To me, it's like he's not answering. He's not answering. Like he's not. And then the one reporter, "How you feeling?" Like, what's up? Oh yeah, I had a good jog today and hung out with some of my new friends. Met a guy named Snake. It was pretty wild. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And I get it. It's their job. They got to do what they got to do. But sometimes, bruh, just funny. We got less than 2 minutes till they actually start popping off with this show, with WFLA 8 going live with JB Bueno. And of course, I of course want to continue to give them mad props, because without them, there would not be any live coverage of this extradition hearing. But we already know that this should be very quick. This hearing should be in and out. It should. Why? Because he waived his extradition. He waived his extradition. In fact, what's up while we wait, because we're still waiting. They should be going live here soon. They should be going live here soon, allegedly. But as we can see here, it's saying here, Bryan is expected. Let me show this to you guys. Sorry. Bryan is expected to waive extradition. So he's expected to waive his extradition hearing, possibly bringing him back to Idaho earlier than expected. And obviously, this is the video of him, his perp walk in the corner right over here. According to a release from the Monroe County Public Defender's Office on Saturday, the decision to waive his hearing means Kohberger may be transported to Idaho as soon as law enforcement is able. So as soon as he gets in there, they're probably going to be like, yes, he's waiving his extradition, so on and so forth. This hearing is going to be fast. It should be fast. Let me just say that again. It should be fast. Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be going on right now, but they're still not popping off yet. So they might be waiting on something. Maybe. But as you can see, there's this hearing most likely will be in and out. Some formal BS. His lawyer, whoever's representing him, will sit there and say he is waiving the extradition, which will mean that they can basically, where the judge can make the decision whether or not he gets extradited. Most likely he will. Definitely 110%. He will be moved. He will be extradited to Idaho. And then they will start the transportation process after this hearing. It'll be very quick. Very, very quick. Again, we're still waiting. But again, still waiting. Okay. Now, one other thing, though, is because I know a lot of people are still kind of looking into things, and I talked about this. Okay. yesterday, but I'm going to bring it up again. Okay, there have been reports of him being pulled over twice on his cross country trip. But the interesting part is that he got pulled over twice in one state, in the state of Indiana. I guess Indiana doesn't like people driving through their state. I don't know what happened, but he was pulled over for driving too fast, for speeding, and another time for driving too close to another vehicle. So again, it will be interesting to see what happens here with this whole extradition hearing. Let's see. And Pierrette, thank you so much for that. So hopefully everything will be running here smoothly. But I guess they're still waiting to hear that. I mean, I'm assuming that the hearing is done. I mean, it started at 2. So my assumption is it's a wrap. So let's see what happens here.
WFLA Now will begin momentarily.
Six. You okay?
WFLA Now will begin momentarily.
Get it. News. Get it. Perp walk. A.
Breaking news on WFLA Now.
On your time.
JV Buno.
The suspect in the Idaho student murders arrives in Pennsylvania court, where his public defender says he'll be waiving extradition to answer to the 4 first-degree murder charges in Idaho. We are live from the Pennsylvania courthouse with the very latest here on WFLA Now. Hello there to you folks. JB alongside WFLA's Josh Benson here on the right side of your screen. Here now live with feeds to show you. In fact, let's go live. We don't want anyone to miss this. This is the one camera shot that we have, the pool feed from inside the courthouse. Again, we are awaiting Bryan Kohberger, the lone suspect in the Idaho student murders. Now, as we understand it, what is going to happen here in a short time from now, this door will open when members of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office deputies will escort Kohberger from the room, the holding area where he's currently being held, into the courtroom for, again, this initial extradition hearing. He is reportedly, through his public defender, going to be waiving extradition, which will pave the way for a speedy process as far as getting him back to Idaho, to answer to the 4 first-degree murder charges. So this is live here on your screen. Also want to let you know as well, with the hearing coming up at 3:30 Eastern Time, Pennsylvania State Police have called a 4:30 press conference, a press conference that we do plan on carrying here on stream. So we're going to try to do this as a 2-for-1, if you will. 3:30, we'll bring you the very latest. We'll have coverage of the extradition hearing. And then at 4:30, we will take you live to Pennsylvania State Police headquarters, where we are expected to hear the very latest from investigators, again, in the apprehension of Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger. So we had the video a short time ago, and it's been, of course, on social media, the video of him arriving at the courthouse earlier today. Since then, it's believed that he has been in this holding area, and ahead of the 3:30 court hearing, he will, of course, be escorted from this room into the courtroom. Now, the courtroom itself as I bring in WFLA's Josh Benson. The courtroom itself, this was a little bit confusing yesterday, Josh, but the courtroom itself, there's no cameras permitted. That is of course, that is the rule of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, that there are no cameras permitted inside the courtroom, even though they are permitting the camera inside the courthouse, really in the hallway outside the courtroom itself.
Hallway, or is that
so this is what we're looking at as far as the hallway. So if they were to zoom all the way out, you would see a long hallway. This is not a very big courthouse, as I understand it. So this is what we're waiting on here as far as Kohberger's arrival. We'll go here live full screen and continue to monitor our comments here on YouTube Live, and we're about to launch on Facebook Live as well.
And I think everybody is talking about this thinking there's going to be something super interesting out of this hearing, but as far as I'm understanding, it's more of a formality. If he waives extradition, then, as you said, it's kind of speed up the process. If he didn't and he decided to fight it, that would be a little more suspect and would take a longer amount of time to get the process in order to get him back to Idaho. So I don't think we're going to see much today, and especially as you said, we're not going to have the cameras in the courtroom, so we're really not going to see much at all. But it is interesting. The police department's going to have that news conference, so I'm anxious to hear from them, because the video today was the first time we saw him.
I have it ready on the touch screen. We can come back to this shot if we need be. This is the video from News Nation earlier on today. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office, their vehicle arriving, and personnel getting out of their vehicle, opening up the door. And I believe the lone prisoner transport was for Bryan Kohberger. We'll see him here. And I'm keeping an eye, folks, on the hallway shot. If there is anything out of the hallway shot, we will go to it. Here is Kohberger.
Yep.
In the red-orange jumpsuit.
It's red. It's just red.
Being taken into the courthouse.
And, there was a lot of officers around there. If you look behind the van, I mean, they had probably 10, 12, 15 officers out there for that kind of that walk that he had there. So that was interesting to watch.
So, again, his public defender has met with him reportedly several times and has indicated that he will be waiving his extradition to Idaho, and that the chief public defender for Monroe County also saying that he is looking forward to being exonerated. And, Josh, you and I were talking a little bit about this earlier. While the court of law, this is very much innocent until proven guilty. In the court of public opinion online, the belief out there, if you talk to people online, the belief out there is that this is the person responsible. People, of course, who have been paying very close attention to this story since day one. But again, as a reminder to our audience, court of law, innocent until proven guilty. So we have a suspect in the case, but the suspect, of course, is going to be doing everything that he can to prove his innocence. He has not confessed to the crime. He is reportedly telling his public defender that he is willing to be extradited to the state of Idaho to answer to these charges. And he is not going to be fighting extradition. And so we should find out really in the days ahead as to what the extradition process is going to look like. How quickly is he going to make it back to Idaho? And then, of course, the big thing, getting the arrest affidavit.
Everybody's waiting to see that, because that's going to detail out exactly why they think they have the person in this crime. And I think you said it. I think people are very anxious, in these types of cases that get a lot of publicity. And, the media, we cover this story in depth, as you know, as does a lot of the news agencies around the country and around the world. So it gets a ton of attention. And so when you see him and pictures of him, it's easy for a lot of people at home to say, hey, this guy did it. You got to be careful, though, in this case, to say this guy has charges all over, but has not been convicted yet. And this is what the process is about. So I think it's so easy to look at someone and want some justice for a case as horrific as this one, and want to put a name with a face and say that person did it. But until we have, the charging documents, the affidavit, and obviously the finality to whatever happens in this case. Look, they don't even have a murder weapon yet, correct? Right. I don't think they even have the murder weapon, which is a big piece of this puzzle as well. So I think you hit it on the head that people got to really be careful to say this guy isn't guaranteed to be the guy who did it, but he does have 4 first-degree murder charges on his back, so that doesn't look very good either.
Paying attention to your hashtag Hey Josh, hashtag Hey JB questions and comments, and we'll, as we await for this door opening, we'll go to some of the comments coming in on YouTube Live. If you use a hashtag on your screen, folks, hashtag Hey JB or hashtag Hey Josh, we can animate your comments on screen. And Mary says, we were told by Fry that, of course, being the Moscow, Idaho police chief, that they have the guy. And of course, they are expressing a lot of confidence in Idaho that they have evidence, but we don't know what that evidence looks like just yet. We won't know what the evidence looks like until the arrest affidavit comes out and is made public. And even then, you know, the arrest affidavit, we don't know how much of that information is going to be redacted. You hope that most of the information is available for public view and for for us as reporters to dissect. But as of right now, there isn't any concrete evidence that has been made public. But of course, the investigators behind this case, the Moscow, Idaho Police Department, very confident that they have the person responsible, even though we have Bryan Kohberger, who says that he is looking forward to clearing his name when he answers to the charges in Idaho.
And something new today, the family spoke out that we finally got to hear from them. And Jason Labar is the Monroe County Public Defender representing Bryan at this time. He says in a statement today to NBC, he says they don't believe it to be Bryan. They can't believe this. They're obviously shocked.
Duh.
This is certainly completely out of character, the allegations, and really they're just trying to be supportive of their son. So they're as shocked as everyone else. And to think of a family, getting that phone call to say, hey, we think your son did this. Can you imagine being in their seat? I mean, it's unbelievable. So
one thing I want to say, though, really quick, is never underestimate the power of denial. I'm just going to say that really quick. They could sit here all day long, at the parents and the family, and be super shocked and can't believe that their son did this, that, and the third. But maybe they knew all along, but they just never put the pieces together. They may have seen things in plain sight and were just completely holding off like, he wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then suddenly this happens, and then you think about it and you go, oh my gosh, there were so many signs. You never know. Just saying, never underestimate the power of denial, especially when it's your own child, the child that you reared, the child that you made, okay? Got baked in the oven, you pushed them out, and next thing you know, you're sitting there going, oh my God, this is my child. There's no way no, he wouldn't do that. He would never do that. How dare. He would never. And then, wow, lo and behold, he may have. Just something to say.
That's what you would think.
They usually do.
That's what they,
in cases like this, they want everybody to see the person they got.
It's a modern day perp walk.
The perp walk, for sure. Now, explain to what this door is. Do we know, is this where he's being held, or is this into the courtroom, or?
This is believed to be the holding area. So
okay, where he's being held.
Yes. And you can see that we have had several.
Oh, it is almost 3:30.
Here's the door opening. Here is Bryan Kohberger. Let's listen in.
There he is. Walking down the street. Do I did he did he dumb did he do? Yeah, he's tall. Or those cops are all very short. Gang, gang. And that's it. And that's all she wrote. Emily, boo, boo. Yeah, big boo, big boo.
I don't know about it. And who said that?
You lying, Audrey. Is that true? Audrey Hudson says
pretty uneventful.
Yeah, that was uneventful. You think
he didn't
say much?
You think he was going to start dancing?
Didn't say anything.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You think he was going to walk over?
So now, this is the only spot that the media can set up. Is that right?
Can you go back?
He was going to spit bars?
Yes. So let's explain.
I think I might just shoot the bars shot.
All right, so let's explain exactly what happens from this point forward. Now.
Okay.
JB Buno, Josh Benson here with you on the left and right side of your screens, respectively. So here's how this is going to work. What just happened was Bryan Kohberger was transported from the holding area into the courtroom, where now the extradition hearing is going to begin in approximately 5 minutes' time.
Oh, come on. Why are you being trippy? Come on. It's thinking, guys. Sorry.
Of course, he arriving about 5 minutes ahead of the 3:30 scheduled start time on the docket in Pennsylvania court. So you would imagine that it's going to start relatively on time. Of course, what will happen, as we understand it, the process looks like this. The judge will confirm that he is waiving his extradition. There will be a paperwork component. I'm not sure if the paperwork component is going to happen in the courtroom where he's going to write and finally, sign, in essence, his waiver to waive extradition, or if that is going to happen in a separate area. But this is where basically the judge is going to confirm that he is waiving his extradition out of the state of Pennsylvania where he was apprehended, and of course, waive his extradition to the state of Idaho. We will follow along now with the reporters that are inside the courtroom itself. I spoke with Pennsylvania court officials on the phone yesterday to get a little bit more as to what this was going to be like, and they said, "Look, it's not the biggest courtroom, it's not the biggest courthouse. So what it was going to look like was it's a first come first served basis for reporters, members of the media, and members of the public to go in there and sit down." So I'm not entirely sure
there's
who's
a lot
in.
of media there.
Yeah, I would imagine that there was a lot of interest as far as getting a spot.
But as for so no cameras in the courtroom whatsoever, no pool camera, no nothing, and you can only have it in the lobby. Is that what you understand?
Yes, the pool camera itself. So this is the pool camera feed.
Okay,
and the next time this feed is going to be relevant to us is when Kohberger is coming out.
Right.
And when Kohberger comes out, we will know, of course, the hearing is over. And I don't believe, if I remember correctly, I have the rules, basically the Pennsylvania Supreme Court rules in my inbox here. And I don't believe that live tweeting is permitted.
In the courtroom by journalists?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll read this here.
Do they have to give up their phones?
Let's see here.
Well,
the court prohibits the taking of photographs, video, or motion pictures of any judicial proceedings or in the hearing room or courtroom during the judicial proceedings. Here's the part that I find interesting. Additionally, the court prohibits the transmission of communications by telephone, radio, television, or advanced communication technology from the hearing room or the courtroom during the process of or in connection with any judicial proceedings, whether or not the court is actually in session. So the court prohibits transmission of communications from telephone or advanced.
And if you do it, you could get kicked out of court.
Right. So
contempt.
If they are enforcing Pennsylvania Supreme Court policy, there are no phones permitted inside of the courtroom. And
which makes journalists' job even harder. They got to wait like everybody else.
Yeah, because then you have to come. Who knows? I have been to courtrooms where they'll take your phone. They'll say, "Look,
oh sure,
yeah."
They don't mess. The judge doesn't
mess around. No, it's like this is the rules of this building. No phones past this point, and so it's kind of radio silence.
Oh, and Brian Enton from News Nation, he's obviously there. He says going in the courtroom now, cameras and live tweeting is not allowed, but we'll update here and on News Nation when it ends. Hearing's set to start at 3:30. So yeah, 2 minutes away from what should be the start of this. But yeah, no live tweeting. So we're all gonna just have to wait.
Yep. And this is a good opportunity for us to talk with our audience.
Yep.
But this camera shot, everybody, this camera shot, I would get rid of this camera shot, but this camera shot is still relevant because when the hearing is over, again, Kohberger will be transported and escorted down the hallway back from the courtroom and into his holding area. And whether or not the paperwork component for his extradition will happen, whether it's in the courtroom itself, in the holding area, or back at the correctional facility, that I'm a little bit fuzzy. I'm a little bit confused about, but there will be a process where he will have to sign to waive his own extradition. And then, of course, the question will be, Josh, it's going to be when exactly will he be extradited?
Yeah.
And what will that process look like? And
that's a big deal because once he arrives in Idaho, then we start to get details in the case.
Oh, yeah.
In the form of the affidavit, in the form of just details of how police came to the conclusion that this was their person.
Facts.
And that he is the suspect, and he's been charged now with 4 counts of first-degree murder.
We'll find out so much more.
So we will use our opportunity here as we wait for some action on this shot. Josh and I will answer some questions. Josh, you're
okay. So this is my time to be able to do a little bit over here too, and then of course I'll be bouncing back and forth to them. With this live stream and everything, I'm going to keep it up as much as I can. Okay. But of course I do have some super chats that I want to get to as well. You guys have been really amazing putting in your 2 cents with this whole thing. And again, they're right. Once they find out, once he waives extradition, this should be fairly quick. This whole thing should be fairly quick. So once they waive extradition, He's off to Idaho. But then what's really exciting, okay, is that we're going to find out more information. How he got caught. Why did they pin everything on him? Etc. We will get the affidavit. We will find out more information, which is going to be absolutely exciting as hell, because we are all wondering how did he do it? How did they do it? Not he. How did they do it? How did law enforcement, FBI, the whoever, the powers that be pin him of all people, right? Which is absolutely fascinating in my personal opinion. Aside from the genealogy data website and all that stuff, okay, archives and going into that website and all that. How did they get that? How did they get this information? And how did they pin this on him? So, and of course, I am going to be playing a little bit more, obviously, but I want to get through these super chats. And then also there is the Pennsylvania law enforcement is doing a press conference at around 3:30 my time, so an hour from now. So I will most likely stick around and watch that as well. I may open up the phone lines to get you guys' opinions in the meantime during that downtime, because obviously everyone's going to be wanting to see the Bryan Kohberger's walk back out. Hopefully the family speaks out, and if there's any time before that live press conference from Pennsylvania, okay, I will most likely open up the phone lines and get a conversation with you guys, okay? But Farhia, I was about to say, is that him?
You saw the camera photographer wave. That is usually the universal sign for action's about to happen.
It also means hi.
At various news stations across the country.
This is a universal sign of just saying hi. So
the time now, I just want to make note of this, 3:32. So if this really if this is it, that was extremely brief.
That was hella fast, y'all. I'm going to get to the super chats, I promise.
Pick up on some of the side chatter from inside the courthouse as well.
Real quick, Farhia, thank you so much for the 10. Really wanted to say that I love how you keep your show lighthearted, makes it easier to manage such horrific, sad events. Bless you. Thank you so much. Bless you too. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll get to the other super chats in a little bit, I promise. Let's see if there's another Crip Walk moment. Maybe he'll spit bars this time. Maybe he'll start breakdancing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually, when they opened the door, I kind of like this long disappear.
Maybe not.
Thing. So I'm gonna
Seems like that might have been.
He may have just been waving at somebody, y'all. Okay.
False alarm.
He's like, this is
I was going to say
that would have been awfully fast.
That would have been a record. I mean, court hearings are known to sometimes be.
He said that's the universal sign for it also means just hi. I'm just saying. Anyway, Mrs. J ML, thank you so much for the 10 pounds. Thank you, Pascal, for being so awesome. Love your sense of humor. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Some people don't get it. So I appreciate you guys that do. Real talk. By the way, hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. Let's see it get past 1K. All right. A like doesn't cost a thing. It's on the free 9s and 9s. So please go hit that like button, get it past 1K. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right. And of course, if you're interested in winning 100 smackers, please go download Swagget app. The link is in the description box down below. And also it is pinned to the top of the chat right now, the family chat right now. Click that link, download Swagget app. Follow me on The Pascal Show, one word. Like some of my videos, comment on some of my videos, and you are instantly entered in to win 100 smack-els. Okay? So go and do that right now while we have a little bit of downtime. Okay? But let me get through some of these super chats. I don't know why this guy is in the shot right now, but let's see.
So I'm just trying to think for my cat. I said arrives for extradition.
Oh, nothing.
So I should just say just arrives for here. Oh, extradition. No,
Correct. An extradition hearing that can go numerous ways.
Okay.
An extradition hearing that can be.
You got better hearing than I do.
But he is, yes.
Okay.
He was walking in.
Do I, though?
Oh, I can't hear a thing.
I'm listening.
Just wait till you get older, JB.
A hearing not to have, yeah.
It's nothing.
It's some of the
It's just
normally off-camera interactions that occur
talking BS.
when we're talking about.
He's just talking BS, y'all. Okay. AF, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, Pascal. No, thank you, AF, for the 10, and thank you for being here, because without you guys, I'd be talking to a wall. Okay. So I appreciate the love, seriously. But yes, of course, they're still waiting for the man of the hour, the monster of the hour, the alleged monster of the hour, to come back out of the courtroom. And it will be a short one. It will be a short turnaround. So unless he starts doing something unthinkable in the courtroom, but we won't find out anything until he leaves. Once court is adjourned, then of course we'll be hearing, Brian Enton will probably be putting out a report, and there'll be much more reports on every single other channel under the sun, because this is the wildest series of events that we've ever seen in a while. Mimi, thank you so much for the 150 for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Again, thank you so much for the super sticker, Mimi. Living life as Lada. Thank you so much for the 5. If he's going to throw out rap lyrics, maybe he should start with Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me." Yeah, that'd be funny. Nancy Jennings, thank you so much for the 5. Pascal, help me out here. Where did they find his DNA? In the home or in the car? Now, that's a piece that is a very good question. Now, the funny thing is I don't think we're going to find anything out until the affidavit comes out. Until he is extradited and they start court in Idaho, we're not going to find out anything. We won't know how they really got him. Somebody said in a tweet to me earlier today, could it have been when he got pulled over the 2 times? Maybe they got some DNA from, or a fingerprint or something from him during the time that he got pulled over in Indiana. I don't know. And that could be that could have been it too. It could have been it when they were just waiting for him to blow his nose in some Kleenex, discard a coffee cup. God only knows what they did to get this guy, and pin everything on him without a weapon, by the way, which is a huge piece of the puzzle. Maura Kelly, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for becoming a family member. It really does mean so very much. Mimi, thank you again for the 150 super sticker. Beth Rodriguez, thank you so much for the 2. This is what a boogeyman looks like. Absolutely. Here he comes.
I know they're not going to move from that spot.
Awesome. So yeah, we're definitely going to try to work out. Appreciate it.
Or not. False alarms. Crazy.
So this is the court personnel preparing for this to be over with, and for him to now come back down the hallway. So we'll stay on this now full screen with audio fully up, but we'll try to listen in with everybody else watching wherever you're watching from once Kohberger arrives down this hallway.
Thank you, Mimi.
This building's.
Let's make a little donation train. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
I'm sorry, Josh. Did you want to finish that?
No,
point, though?
I was just thinking, this Kohberger's attorney, he was on Today's Show this morning as well, and said in an interview, he was shocked a little bit when he was arrested.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd be shocked a lot if I was ever arrested. But he was shocked a little bit. He said, and he believes he's going to be exonerated. This is what the attorney for Kohberger said in an interview today. So, along with what the family is saying, they're shocked to hear these allegations. They say this couldn't be our son. These are things that are now coming out from the family and from Kohberger himself.
Dude was shocked. The hell? He's like, what? Clutch my pearls? You're arresting little old me? That's ridiculous. AF, thank you again so much for the $10 super sticker, super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, sleuthy goosey. I'm paying attention to some comments here, but we're also trying to also get ready for Kohberger's next appearance in the hallway. Says hashtags for both of us. The lawyer, Labar, says he got tickets, but he hadn't seen them, didn't know what they were. Indiana State Police say they have no record of stopping either Kohberger. And this is based on reporting by Fox News that on the trip in mid-December, on the trip home, Kohberger and his father, according to Labar, the attorney, that they got pulled over twice in Indiana, and Indiana State Police saying that there was no record of them getting pulled over. And that would mean, of course, that there weren't any tickets given.
Right.
But yeah, that was another nugget that came.
Oh, bollocks.
From Fox News. As all these as interviews are done and questions are asked, this is how we get information between now and the arrest affidavit being released.
Jim, how
we've got the audio up on full blast. We also have it full screen for you for again.
And I'm going to do the same until he shows up. But Jim Halpert, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you're right on time.
Thank you so much for opposing. That was what is going on here?
Here we go.
Do you got bathrooms? They should be clear.
Oh, thank you. Monet. I love you too. Thank you. He's out. I mean, you know, if you can't goof off, you know, why have the job? Here he is. Is he going to spit bars? How you feeling? How you feeling? You going to Idaho? Crip walk. And he didn't escape like Ted Bundy, just so you know. They still got him so far. And that's, well, let's see if other people, maybe the and that's on them, on their side, I think. I don't know what's going on, but it's not on me. See, so their camera froze. That's very interesting. Because the ticker's still going on in the bottom, all that stuff. So I don't know what's going on. Interesting. Farhia, thank you so much for becoming a family member. Thank you. Now they're just playing it again. There he is.
Breaking news on WFLA now.
I don't know why they did a bumper again. Okay.
Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger appears in Pennsylvania court, waiving his extradition, sending him back to the state where he is expected to answer to 4 first-degree murder charges in the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. JB Buno, Josh Benson here with you live on WFLA Now across all platforms. So the extradition process is now in the rearview mirror, according to the court officer there, and we are now awaiting word as to when exactly the extradition is going to happen for the Washington State University student accused of 4 gruesome stabbing deaths at the University of Idaho on inside of a college residence back on November the 13th. Josh, so we have seen Kohberger arrive, depart. This was all done within really a 15-minute time.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of confusion as to what just happened. So let's just go through what this hearing is all about. So extradition is a procedure where one jurisdiction will pretty much acknowledge with another jurisdiction that there's probable cause to bring someone back and arraign them there for prosecution. So that's what we're seeing here. One of the agencies bringing into this
Oh,
court
wow.
hearing, Kohberger has decided to waive extradition, meaning he wants to get back there to Idaho as soon as possible.
Real quick, I have to do this really quick. I'm so sorry. We already know that he's going to be extraditing and all that, but I do want to do this really, really quick. I just saw this and I didn't see it when I was watching the videos. So really, really quick, I wanted to say, and if I miss anything, I'm so very sorry. But Nicole, thank you. Nicole, thank you so much for gifting 5 family members, 5 people family memberships. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Everybody give her a whole bunch of heart emojis in the chat, purple heart emojis, please. And then, of course, this is Hollywood 2000. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships as well. Wow, thank you so very much. I didn't see that until just now. I just wanted to say thank you so very much to all you guys for your continued support and also gifting other people for the new year memberships. It really does mean a lot, okay? Let's play this. Let's continue this.
Concealed until he is returned, and he's also facing a charge of that felony burglary charge as well.
Just like I'm sure there was high demand to get a seat, if you remember the press in Pennsylvania for today, I'm sure that there was, if not higher demand, to get phones activated so that reporters in the courtroom could tweet out. Brian Enton, I know, has received his phone, and he is tweeting as we speak. He's got a series of tweets coming in, and we'll start here with the first one. Bryan Kohberger waived his extradition hearing. He had to sign a waiver in court. The judge explained to Kohberger the charges against him in Idaho and that he was voluntarily allowing authorities to transfer him to Idaho. Really, this is very routine.
Yep.
Exactly what we expected would occur. It was quick. It was to the point. I think Pennsylvania, with the press conference, again, if you're just joining us, the Pennsylvania State Police, they have called a press conference at 4:30. We're going to have that press conference here on WFLA now. The exact reason for the press conference, it might just be, and I'm speculating here. I'm admittedly speculating here. It might just be because they have been inundated with so many questions on the Pennsylvania side of things that they want to do a press conference just to answer questions. And then once we have Kohberger being transported, it's just them signaling that this is no longer a Pennsylvania case. This is going to be an Idaho case from this point forward. So it might just be them, kind of crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and being done with this section of this story. But this is Kohberger being transported back to the holding area. He will be taken to the Pennsylvania Correction Facility where he was this morning. And then, of course, Kohberger, that they will arrange for his transportation, his extradition back to the state of Idaho.
And I think this is where you're going to see online a lot of people saying this is where the case truly starts, because now they have a lot to prove in the fact of 3 questions. Okay, the motive. What was the motive here? Why did he allegedly do this? Did he know the victims? That's another big question that needs to be answered, and hopefully we get some of these answers when he's back in Idaho. And what evidence do police have?
Yeah, and what evidence do the police
against
have?
The suspect? And
for real, what evidence do the police have? What's their smoking gun piece of information that they have that's just that's pinning him to this whole thing? Another thing too, Nicole, thank you, Nicole ATX. Thank you so much, Nicole, for gifting 5 more memberships. Again, thank you so very much. And then, of course, Jim Halpert, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships as well. Wow, that really does mean a lot, guys. Thank you so very much. You guys really do mean the world to me. Give them all the purple heart emojis you can think of right now. That's awesome. This is really awesome. So thank you so very much. Okay. But let's hear what else they got to say here.
A 4:30 press conference with Pennsylvania State Police, where they are going to be answering questions on the Pennsylvania side of things. Chloe wants to know, #KJB, do you think Bryan will change his plea once the affidavit is released, or does he know the evidence against him already? Let's make this clear. He hasn't entered a plea. He is not yet in the jurisdiction where he is facing these charges. So he has to be physically in the state of Idaho for him to answer to these charges in front of a judge. So that process is so. I think there's this assumption that, of course, that he is going to plead not guilty. It certainly sounds as if he's going to plead not guilty, but make no mistake about it, he has not entered a not guilty plea yet. Does he know the evidence against him already? Is an interesting question, the arrest affidavit, of course. Does Jason Labar have that information? Him being a Pennsylvania public defender, that's a question that I really don't know the answer to that question. It's actually a very interesting question. Does his Pennsylvania attorney have the details regarding his
privy to the information ahead of
the
time?
evidence? Yeah, privy to the information before it's released publicly. It's a great question.
Because it is sealed. I don't know
how sealed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer either. But that's a very, very excellent
You're asking
question.
a couple non-lawyers right now.
Yeah, but look, that's something that we'll try to get details on. Whether or not is Kohberger waiving his extradition, knowing the evidence against him? I would imagine that by now, word has received that he's received word. What we know, what we are hearing is that reportedly through law enforcement sources, okay, that there is a DNA component to this, a DNA match of some kind. We also know that the Elantra, the white Elantra that we can say now, was discovered at his property, or what police believe to be the white Hyundai Elantra that they have been searching for. So he has to know that. He absolutely has to know that to some extent, to some degree, through his representation. However, whether or not he's aware of the evidence, that's a really good question.
Did you is that feed still up? Do you see anybody come out of the courtroom, or is
the feed is down?
Okay.
They have ended the pool feed, so this is but there is. Yeah,
Well, because my question is, the father of one of the victims, Steve Concalves, of Kaylee's dad, she was the 21-year-old daughter, his daughter, who was murdered. He was in there, and essentially he's positioning himself to be pretty much the victim who wants to be the face of the victims for this case, so to speak. So he was talking to NBC News earlier. He says, I want him to be sick of seeing us and sick of knowing that these people won't let it go. It's a battle of wills, and we'll see who wins. So this dad, as fired up as he should be, is going to make his presence known, and has today. He was in that courtroom for that hearing, as far as we understand today. And it sounds like he's going to be everywhere he can possibly be for every step of the way on this case.
I was just checking because we had planned, and we've been working on this over the course of today, planned to have access to some camera feeds outside the courtroom, because now, just like we saw him earlier, and I'll punch up this video, just like we had the video of his arrival, there's now going to be the video of his departure, and whether or not is there going to be a crowd of some kind that gathers in the area where they're going to transport him back to the Pennsylvania Correction Facility. I just checked our feeds. There are no active feeds outside the courthouse, which means that the camera crews that we have access to, they haven't powered on their signals. If they do power on their signal, believe me, here in the Stream Center, we'll be able to tap into it just like that with the touch of a button. I'll be able to take you to live outside the courthouse, where he is going to be then transported back to the correctional facility where he began his day awaiting extradition to Idaho. Lisa with a really good question. Lisa, will they drive or fly him back to Idaho?
That is a good question.
It's another really good, this is why
I think they've done both in the past.
They have. Extraditions can be done via air. It can be done.
I'm sure of flying, because it's pretty far distance. How far distance is it? I mean, it would be just.
They better fly.
Just don't fly Southwest.
Yeah.
Very fair point.
I couldn't avoid.
Hey, but they're back on track, right?
Right.
That's what we've been reporting.
Couldn't avoid the opportunity
one,
there.
Yeah,
It's just softball toss there.
That was a good one.
So will they drive or fly him back to Idaho? I guess we will find out. And that might those details might have been discussed briefly in court as to what the extradition process is going to look like. Did Bryan Enton finish his tweeting? Let's see. Keeping an eye on our feeds here. Yeah, okay, so I'll read the rest of Bryan Enton's tweets. Kohberger told the judge he is not on any medication that would impact him making the decision. The judge said he has to be sent to Idaho within 10 days.
Oh, damn.
10 days.
Damn. Okay.
I would have thought 72 hours.
And then just seconds ago, Kohberger came into court and made eye contact with his family sitting in the front row. He nodded at them. His mom cried, and his sister comforted the mom. A deputy brought her tissues. So Kohberger, according to Bryan Enton, made contact with his own family clearly emotional in the courtroom. whether or not there was any moment of eyes meeting, or if there was any moment of Kohberger seeing any of the victims' families, that hasn't been. Look, we're going to get all this information over the course of this live stream. We'll get more details as soon as it comes out. But as of right now, that's what we're going based off of our friend Brian Enton. We'll go over back to some other comments.
And look, I would imagine he doesn't want to sit in jail for 10 days. You know, if he believes that he's innocent and wants to fight this,
right?
But I don't know how much control he has in making it happen faster than 10 days. But that's what the judge set as the limit.
I will say this though, they may be saying within 10 days because they don't want people who are of course mad, upset, passionately enraged by what he is being accused of doing. They don't want to know his next move because they don't want anything bad to happen to him. They need to get him alive. He needs to arrive alive in Idaho so that we get the truth of everything. Hoping that they get the truth of everything. So of course they're going to say within 10 days. And they might extradite him tomorrow. And then suddenly we'll be like, whoa, he's in Idaho already? Watch. It'll be sooner than you know. It won't be 10 days. They're just saying that so that people go, oh, 10 days. Damn, okay. Well, then we're just going to have to sit around and wait and watch. Watch them go, he has just arrived in Idaho. You know, like they're going to say something like that. And everyone's going to be super thrown off. Watch. They're doing it because they want to keep him safe, even though we don't really care if he's safe or not. But yes, they need to get him there so that he can give somewhat the truth, or hopefully we can get the truth out of him on what happened. Mainly, where's the weapon, right? And what happened? What's the motive? Why did he do said things that he's being accused of doing right now? Period. Nancy, thank you so much for the 5. Why in the hell would he call his dad to meet him in Idaho and drive with him in a white Elantra across the country? Was his dad born under a rock? You see, that's the thing, though. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. Never underestimate the power of denial, or never underestimate the power of somebody just being busy with life. So we live in a very different world right now. Like you and I, or the all of us that are watching this show right now. We are all watching this. We are all talking about this, but there's a good portion of the world that has no clue about this at all. Or they heard a little bit of something about something that happened a few months ago of the taking of these 4 lives, of these 4 innocent lives. And that's it. They don't know anything else. That could be the thing. They know about it, but they've gone on and, dealt with life, making money, paying bills, and living their lives. That could very well be it too, right? But then also it could be just full on denial. Okay? It could just be full on denial. But then again, I don't know. You know what I mean? Who am I to say anything? They may know something. This could be a Brian Laundrie situation all over again. You never know. Jennifer, Jennifer Garten, thank you so much for the 5 super sticker. I do the 3 super sticker. I do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And it's funny watching JB Bueno control. Like he's got like 12 screens in front of him. It's like one big semicircle where he's just like looking around at everything. He's running everything all at the same time. My gosh, that's amazing. He's got the rig from heaven. He's got the news rig from heaven, which is lucky him. All those screens, dear Lord. I wonder what is what and how he's able to control all that stuff. That's insane. I think that's all the super chats. Yes, I think that's what it is. And actually, let me pull this up again. Make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Yes. But as you can see, I mean, listen, guys, this is very wild stuff, right? Very, very wild stuff. Very, very interesting information that we have so far. He waived extradition. We now know that, he's planning. They're definitely planning on taking him back to Idaho. For how long is he going to be there? God only knows. or when, I'm sorry, they're going to be sending him over there, God only knows. Okay. And so, yes, I think I went through all the super chats. I think I did. I went through as all. Oh man, there was a lot of them. And thank you again for all the super chats. But I just wanted to make sure one last time that I went and got those, because obviously those super chats are very important as well. Let's see. Yeah, no, I went through them all. I think so. Oh, wait. I missed Jacqueline. Thank you so much for the 150 super sticker. Thank you so very much. Yes. Yep, I got everything. Marilyn Henry, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so very, very much. But yeah, so now we have all this information. Now that we know what's going on within the next 10 days, it looks like our suspect, the Idaho 4 tragedies suspect, Bryan Kohberger, will be transferred back to Idaho to face the music. It's just, oh man, I'm waiting for, oh my gosh, I'm waiting. All right. I'm waiting for some information to come out. And especially when he goes out there, affidavit will eventually be released, how they caught him, what they did, what their investigation was. There's going to be a new can of worms that's going to open up, a new avenue that's going to open up and show us more stuff on how they did it, what they did, why they pinned him, how they did that, right? And the evidence that they actually have on him. It's going to be wild. And still, right now, he's acting like he's innocent. Okay? He is full on acting like he is an innocent mother lover. Okay? It's crazy. Okay? Phantasmic Ether, thank you so much for the 2. Pascal, you're amazing. Thank you for your hard work and wit. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm thinking of opening up the phone lines. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the Pennsylvania press conference. No disrespect, I just don't think it's going to be filled with anything except letting us know that he's going to be extradited, and that's all she wrote. But because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe I'll do it, and then I'm like, nah, I don't know if I really want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it. I don't think it's going to be anything of importance. I think the most important stuff that we got is what we have right now, right? Is the information that we've received thus far. But I do want to pull up and show you the Brian Entin stuff, at least the thread that he just recently posted. I think that this is, it was already repeated or already said here, but I want to share it with you guys here. So Brian Entin just posted this. This is right after he walked out of the, got access to his phone right after he walked out the courtroom. And he said, BK waived his extradition hearing. He had to sign a waiver in court. The judge explained Kohberger the charges against him in Idaho and that he was voluntarily allowing authorities to transfer him to Idaho. Kohberger told the judge he is not on any medication, so he ain't on nothing, okay, that would impact him from making this decision. They're like, are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? He was like, no, I'm not on anything, y'all. I'm not on anything. I made this decision, sound, body, mind, and soul. I want to waive it, okay? The judge said he has to be sent to Idaho within 10 days. And again, everyone's going, 10 days, but what does it mean? I want to tell you this. The reason why, at least in my theory, okay, my theory is the reason why they did 10 days is because they don't want other bad guys to come in and try to intercept. So anytime within the next 10 days, he will be on a plane, most likely getting transferred to Idaho. But they're not going to tell us what day. You have 2 days. No, they're saying 10 days because you know for a fact people are going to be like, what day is he leaving on? Or when is he going to go? Is it Friday? Is it on a Sunday? Because you know some people want to do some bad things to him. Okay? Really? Okay? So, 10 days, y'all. And I'm thinking he's going to be leaving tomorrow. Knowing our luck, he'll be in Idaho freezing his nuts off this weekend. We just won't know when he actually leaves, okay? Kohberger came into the court and he made eye contact with his family sitting in the front row. He nodded at them. That's what he did. His mom cried, and his sister comforted the mom. The deputy brought her some tissues. And I mean, just to think about it, it's very, as a parent, right? This is disturbing. This is heartbreaking to think that somebody, your own kid, you raise them. You believe you raise your children as well as you can, right? That's the one thing every parent is just absolutely hell-bent on, is going, I just want to make a good apple. I want to make this child be the best version of me, right? The best version of us. That's the dream, right? Raise them and know that that kid is a good kid. And there's a lot of things that parents will deny. There's a lot of things that parents will forget or brush under the rug. Maybe red flags, awkward things. You may throw them under the rug and go, it's fine. It's my kid. Maybe he's having a strange time. He's going through a phase right now. It's totally fine. Yet only to find out 10 years later, let's say, this thing manifested into something more sinister. Again, never underestimate the power of denial. We all want our kids to be the best. It's our creation. It's our art that we're bringing into the world, right? The best version of you and that person that you made that child together with. But sometimes it's not nurture, it's just the nature. Sometimes it's the neighborhood. Sometimes it's the negative things, the negative forces that be. And sometimes it is just genetic. It also can just be genetic. And I know that sounds insane, but it could be too. But for a fact, this family, and my heart goes out to this family, because, they've already put out a statement saying that they're standing by their son. They're not wavering from standing by their son. And I get that. I fully 110% get that. Because there's still a part of them in denial. There's still a glimmer of hope within that family too. I hate to say that. I know all of us are like, bad guy, But what about the family who actually loved and raised him? What about the love that he was getting from that family? So, of course, there's a little glimmer. They're holding on to like even just the tiniest grain of salt of hope right now, which even that is starting to blow away. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I got a couple super chats. Let me grab these really quick. Deja View, thank you so much for the 10 super sticker. I do appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Katie Tyner? Yeah. Katie Tyner, thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pascal. I'm completely obsessed with this case, and I appreciate your hard work and content, not to mention your amazing shirts. Thank you. Thank you. I'm finally able to wear other colors, y'all, instead of just black. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to wear different colors on the show, for sure. And it's beautiful out in my neck of the woods right now. It's gorgeous. It's almost 70 degrees in my neck of the woods right now. It's weird. So I was like, all right, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt today. F it. It's too hot. It's too hot out here with all these lights and stuff in this purple box. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Okay. And I think a family member said something about getting their hoodies, their son or their daughter, I forgot, their kid, really enjoying their hoodie, the new hoodie that they got. Thank you so much for supporting the brand and supporting my other business, which really does mean so much to me. We actually had an order fulfilled from the Czech Republic like just the other day, which was wild. It's so cool, y'all. It feels so cool that we sent out one of those vibrant hoodies out to Czech Republic. That's the furthest we've ever had an order on this, from the business, from the clothing line. It's so cool. I never thought I'd ever see something like that in my life. So it does really mean a lot when you guys support, and never thought it would reach out that far. So it's very, very cool. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, what am I going to do? Let me see if there's anything else going on right now. Nope, nothing so far. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the phone lines. All right. Because right now they're just playing the same thing over and over and over again. Nikki Raven, thank you so much for ordering your hoodie today. That really does mean a lot. Again, go check out pascalmerch.com or beautifulbeefcollections.com. We got a gang of t-shirts, hoodies, jogging suits, you name it, over there. We got some new stuff coming up, hopefully at the top to middle of next week. Some new items that I can't wait to show off, because I've been wanting to just throw them up here and show you guys, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna hold quiet on those first, and then I want to show y'all some new stuff, which I cannot wait. Okay, some new things coming. Okay, but you can give me a call. I'm gonna open up the phone lines because I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything. It's not open yet. Just give me 2 seconds because I need to open up the things so that they are available. Okay. What the heck? Hold on, guys. Jeez Louise. Come on. Trying to minimize the doggone thing, and it won't do the thing. Okay. So and I'm only going to be opening up the lines for a few short minutes, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on this because, like I said, I will most likely be wrapping up the show before that press conference goes off. Because honestly, I don't think that they're going to be. Because this thing, man, oh man, hold on, guys. There it is. Hold on, guys. The phone lines are not open yet. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Hold on. Phone lines are not open yet. Not yet open. Okay. Sorry. My camera seems to, I don't know. The program seems to trip anytime, and then see it just changes the thing. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, Okay. So phone lines are now open. Want to get your thoughts on everything? Give me a call, 314-766-4581. Love to hear your thoughts on everything that we've known so far. Keep it short. Keep it sweet. Keep it short. Keep it sweet. All right? Don't be a jerk off. If you're a jerk, I'm cutting you. Okay? Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello. You're on the mic with the Pascal Show.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh my God. My name is Anna, and I'm calling from Tijuana, Mexico.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. I'm your fan from Mexico.
I appreciate you watching all the way there. I appreciate that. So what's on your mind? Speak on it.
Well, I just wanted to thank you. I mean, what you're doing, just letting us move on in different parts of the world. I'm very close to San Diego in California. So I love your show, and I just wanted to congratulate you. Say Happy New Year. And I'm looking forward to get some merch in the future. I know I'm a little bit like in another country, but so hopefully I can get that. And I just wanted to say hi and congratulate you.
Oh, well, I mean, first off, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And yeah, this is a wild, this whole series of events have been very, very wild and extremely time consuming for sure too. But what are your thoughts on the the whole extradition? Do you think there's enough evidence on him to pin this solely onto BK or not?
I think there is sufficient, but we don't know the details because the police have been like very cautious of what to say because this could harm when they want to go to trial. We have seen it before, right? Like with the laundry guy.
Right.
So this gives me a lot of Criminal Minds vibes from the show. I think that he's the one, and I think we're going to be very surprised on what we don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure this is the guy because there's so many things about him out there. So I think this is the guy, and we're going to be surprised when they give the rest of the information about the DNA, about maybe some motive. I don't know. And we still need to hear from the families that are in court where they saw him. What are their experience? And, we don't know anything right now. So probably we're going to get a little glimpse of what's going to happen. But I'm pretty sure this is the guy.
Yeah, I'm really thinking that this is probably the guy as well. So I'm definitely interested to see what they have. What is it that got him? You see what I'm saying? But all the way from where? From Mexico?
Yeah, Tijuana. I'm super close to the San Diego border. I'm from the U.S., but I'm currently living here. But I cross like every week. So I'm very close to the U.S.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And enjoy Mexico.
Oh, thank you. And now you have the fan base right here.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, man. Well, that was cool. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name or where are you calling from?
Hey, Pascal, long-time worker here from Pennsylvania, actually. So this news was pretty crazy to hear.
Oh, I bet. So what are your thoughts on the extradition? How you feeling about it? You excited about it? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Where do you stand?
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to find out a little bit more about this. Obviously, nothing in here is going to make many of us feel better, but definitely ready to find out, a little more about what happened, how they were able to pin him. I think that's what I'm probably most interested in, is how they were able to get that figured out. I think relatively quickly myself.
So you think it's going to be? Wait, say that again. Is what's going to be relatively quickly?
I think that they figured it out relatively quickly.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Whatever it was that was the tipping point, clearly there was something that set them off and got them going after him wholeheartedly. And you also got to remember, from what we know so far, he was only followed for 4 days. 4. So, I mean, maybe that is including him driving across country and then 2 days in Pennsylvania. I don't know. but it was only 4 days. So they were, or at least a short while. It wasn't like they were following him for weeks. At least that's what they're telling us, right? At least that's what they've told media. That's what we've been hearing through the grapevine. They've only been following him for a short while. So it's interesting, and I wonder what it is. What's the evidence, man? What's the evidence that they got that set this whole thing off, that got them to go, let's follow him now, you know?
Yeah, definitely something. So it'll be interesting to find that out. And one last thought, just thinking of his family, of course, the victims' families, but definitely don't want to forget about, you know, earlier we were talking about raising your children. I have a child myself, and just that's unimaginable. So my heart is with them. I feel for them and what they're going through right now. And of course, I could understand their denial. But man, that is rough.
Yeah, it is pretty wild stuff, to be completely honest. But I guess more and more information is gonna be exposed once he gets over to Idaho and that trial starts happening. So, and God knows if the trial starts immediate or they're gonna wait a month or wait a year. We don't know. So we'll see what happens here after he gets extradited. But thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for your coverage. I've been following for like a while. I don't chat or anything, but I'm constantly watching videos, checking in your lives. So thanks for the coverage today. And
thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing, Pascal.
I'll do my best. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Oh, boy. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Pascal. How's it going?
Going good. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Pascal. It's I can prep too. I'm here in Ontario, Canada.
Oh, hey, what's up? All the way from Canada. We had Mexico. Now we're in Canada. This is amazing. So, what's on your mind? I can prep too.
I just wanted to say that I think they must have enough evidence to convict, right?
Right.
Normally, a prosecutor won't charge, and that's why it took so long. They had to build the case.
Yeah. That is. I mean, obviously they got something, right? Obviously they got something that would pin them, because they wouldn't just give this and slap this on just any old guy that just happens to be socially awkward and studies serial killers, right? So clearly they have something. At least they have some sort of smoking gun that got him. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's like with that kind of crime, and there was stuff leaking out the walls, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, there would have been plenty of evidence, I imagine, but they wouldn't have made an arrest without everything that they had to convict.
Exactly.
That's just how it works, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I keep thinking that maybe it's got to be. I mean, because again, I said it earlier, people were in and out of that house a lot. It was I keep calling it the open door policy. I keep thinking that those girls were very friendly, liked to kick it with their friends, and were friends with a lot of people. And this was a house that was notoriously known to be a party house. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had all these people hopping in and out of that house, leaving, just DNA everywhere, So it's interesting that they found him, looked at him, and said, this is our guy, with a sea of possible DNA that was left behind in that house, especially in such an open, communal house,
Oh, yeah. It'll be really interesting to find out if he was ever there before.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm curious to know how many towers are nearby and where he pinged, and all that evidence will come out, I'm sure. But
right. We definitely will find out. We're just going to be sitting here waiting, and hopefully find out some truth here very, very soon. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me call in. And
anytime. I appreciate
you. Take care, and I enjoy your chat room. It's great, a good community you got going.
Thank you. I got some of the best. So thank you so much for calling in. I'll talk to you here soon.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hello.
What's up, man?
This is
Tyler. How you doing?
Minneapolis. Hold on.
What's on your mind, bro?
Position here. So.
What? How did that happen? What the heck? Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I thought that for some reason I thought that was me. I don't know why.
No, that was me. That was me. But I'm sorry. So what's on your mind, man? Speak on it.
Okay, so I don't know. I think some people are not willing to give the parents like any grace, like the parents of the. Can I say killer or like I don't know. I don't want to demonetize you, but
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like some people aren't willing to give the parents of the killer any grace because of who they raised, and I just think I don't know. A parent's love is too unconditional for them to believe that he did something like this. I think that's my main thing. My main takeaway from this, in my opinion.
Wait, I'm sorry. So in your opinion, repeat that again?
I'm defending the parents.
So the parents, yes. So when it comes to the parents, absolutely. They may know nothing at all, right? They may know nothing at all, or they may be completely connected to this whole thing. But it does seem like they don't know anything at all. And yes, I do think that, like I just said a second ago, I do think that
or maybe they don't want to have.
Right. We have to have some room to have some compassion for that family too. But then again, it's like, where did this stem from? Did this stem from something that happened within his family, or was this external? But of course, that's what I said, or that's what I kind of, said in my little spiel a little bit ago. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
What? Sorry if I don't mean to interrupt.
You're good. You're good.
But I think, as you were saying, it's maybe there was something going on in his past that led him to do what he did. Because for some reason, there's a part of me that thinks it can't just be, he studied criminology and he studied meticulously studied these things that led him to do what he did, and he wanted to create like the perfect murder, that sort of thing.
Right.
Maybe I feel like there is a part of me that says that there's something that happened even before then that led me to it, but I don't know. Because I know his parents want to say that, we raised the perfect kid, we raised this, we did all we could. I mean, I know I talk about my parents a lot and how much I love them. I mean, I haven't killed anybody, so
right.
And I don't plan to do anything like that. But
right. Well, when it comes to the parents, when it comes to all that, I understand that we all must be understanding of them and have some level of compassion for them as well, because they may not know anything at all. So, and we got to leave that open for that, right? We got to leave that room for that. But still the main thing that a lot of people are asking is, why did the pop buy a one-way ticket out to Washington, jump in a car, and drive back with his son? What was the real reason behind that? And I can see why people are questioning that, looking at this with an inquisitive eye. It does make total sense to ask that. It's a very logical question here. But we'll see what happens when the whole thing goes off, when they start saying more, right? When they tell us more truths about everything. But Tyler, we shall see. But Tyler, I'm going to have to let you go. But I do appreciate you calling in. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Peace.
Bye.
So that is the phone calls for now. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this and share this because F it, I'm here already and it started. So I'm just going to do it anyway. Here is the feed of the Pennsylvania press briefing.
Joining us here. The order of speakers is going to be our Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner, Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Major Christopher Paris, he's our Area 3 Commander, and First Assistant District Attorney, Monroe County, Mike Mancuso. After the speakers have finished, we will then take a handful of questions. Colonel Ivanchik.
What do they have to say here? Probably nothing.
Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. While I monitored the investigation into the horrific murders of the University of Idaho students, I did not imagine the investigation would lead to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. My heart goes out to the families of the victims, their friends, the community of Moscow, and the University of Idaho. No words can heal the pain associated with the loss of a child. Their young lives were ended far too soon. In law enforcement, we understand the best thing we can do for victims and their families is to follow every lead, collect every piece of evidence, and bring those responsible to justice. I am proud of the members of the Pennsylvania State Police who were able to help in this investigation. The cooperative relationship between our local, state, and federal partners stands the test of time. The officers, troopers, and federal agents work together tirelessly, putting in long, difficult hours. Communication and cooperation are imperative to success and to ensure the integrity of the case remains maintained. The culmination of that cooperation ultimately led to take the suspect into custody and afforded the families some sense of peace they deserve. I want to thank the Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police, and our partners in the Federal Bureau of Investigation for their support, assistance, and coordination. I also want to recognize the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. And finally, I need to acknowledge the members of the Pennsylvania State Police, specifically members of Troop N, our Bureau of Criminal Investigation, and our Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, who assisted in safely taking the suspect into custody in the early morning hours of December 30th. As previously indicated by Chief James Fry of the Moscow Police Department, specific details regarding this investigation cannot be released until the suspect is extradited to Idaho and presented with the probable cause affidavit. At this time, I will turn the microphone over to Major Christopher Paris, Commander of Area 3, who was involved in the coordinated efforts to take the suspect into custody.
Thank you, Colonel. Area 3 comprises troops F, P, N, and R, and is made up of 1,000 approximately of the women and men, civilian and enlisted, in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. I'd like to introduce to my left Captain Norm Kramer, who's the commander of Troop N Hazleton, which is comprised of Carbon, Monroe, Columbia, and parts of Luzerne counties. I would like to reiterate, as the colonel said, that Idaho law prohibits any release of information contained within the affidavits. So we're going to do our best today to talk about what phase we are currently in the investigation. And it has entered a new phase with the waiver for extradition. And the continuing primary goal is the seeking of justice through successful prosecution and conviction, bearing the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So with that in mind, we're trying to balance essentially two things: the public's desire for information against the need to maintain the integrity of the investigation and protect the suspects, accused at this point's due process. So I'll now attempt to give you an operational picture with the best information I can release at the time.
Okay.
So this begins when the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation troopers were contacted by the FBI about assisting with surveillance of the accused in this case. I'd like to take the opportunity to specifically thank several individuals. Special Agent in Charge Jackie McGuire and Assistant Special Agent in Charge Dave Carter from the Philadelphia Field Division, as well as Supervisory Special Agent Bill Vigorito of the Scranton RA. We're very lucky in PSP to have a collaborative relationship with the Bureau, both in Pennsylvania and beyond, and their people are absolutely excellent. So as the investigation progressed, Troop N Criminal Investigation Section, commanded by Captain Kramer over my left shoulder here, began to collaborate with authorities in Idaho. Specifically, I'd like to acknowledge Lieutenant James Curto, who was here today, Sergeant Anthony Ferdinand, Corporal John Chulak, who is not present with us, and Troopers Leary and Knoll, who are here with us today. It was through this collaboration and the charges pending in Idaho that those troopers were able to obtain search warrants and a fugitive justice warrant that was prepared here in Monroe County for the location in Chestnut Hill Township and the fugitive from justice warrant for Mr. Kohberger, respectively. I'd like to acknowledge the Monroe County District Attorney, David Christine, as well as First Assistant Mike Mancuso and their entire office. The support that we received was absolutely excellent. Once those warrants were obtained, the Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, BESO, coordinates our Special Emergency Response Team, CERT. They were selected to serve those warrants, the 3 search warrants and the fugitive from justice warrant. To define what CERT is, it's a full-time tactical team maintained by PSP to deal with high-risk warrant situations, barricades, and other incidents requiring specialized tactical training or other capabilities. From their perspective, we essentially task them to go out and serve a arrest warrant for someone accused of a quadruple murder. They're activated several hundred times a year throughout the Commonwealth. We don't typically hear of their work in a forum like this because they serve the warrant, the person's taken into custody, and they go about their assignment. They are the ultimate professionals. It's a volunteer team. They're highly trained and highly motivated. Captain Norm Kramer over my left shoulder was assigned as the top comm for the CERT activation, which means he was responsible for coordinating our tactical preparations. So tactical assets were then staged in the county, in Monroe County, into the evening of Thursday, December 29th, last Thursday. And in the early hours of Friday, December 30th, those warrants were executed at the location. Mr. Kohberger was taken into custody without incident. The scene was turned over to the FBI Evidence Response Team for processing. Mr. Kohberger was then turned over to the Monroe County Prison, where he has remained in their custody since. I'd like to thank the Monroe County Sheriff and the Stroud Regional Police Department for their support as well during the extradition process. Arrangements currently are being made to deliver Kohberger back to Idaho, where he can have continued due process and face these charges. So it's with that, I will turn it over to First Assistant Mike Mancuso.
Teamwork, 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 teamwork.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Period.
I'm Mike Mancuso with the DA's office, the First Assistant District Attorney. I want to give my condolences to the families of the victims out in Idaho for their loss. It's my sincere hope that this marks a clear step in the right direction of effectuating justice for those folks. My office's role was relatively recent. We weren't advised of the presence of the defendant in our county until only a couple days before the apprehension of the defendant. But when we were told, we came together and worked very closely with Captain Kramer, who did an excellent job in almost like a clockwork operation. Part of my duties were to ensure that 3 separate search warrants were issued. Those affidavits attached to those search warrants are still under seal, so I can't discuss their contents with you. But one was for the person of Mr. Kohberger, collecting DNA and photographs, that sort of thing. One was for the white Elantra vehicle, which I understand has been seized and is being processed. And one was for the address, the residence itself that he was living in with his family. I was at the scene, and I have to say that Major Paris and Captain Norm Kramer did an outstanding job in coordinating the efforts, not only of the numerous Pennsylvania State police troopers there, but officers from other jurisdictions and disciplines within those jurisdictions to make this a very smooth, highly competent professional operation. It is a quirk, apparently. It's not in the norm of the states I'm familiar with that Idaho does not release their probable cause affidavit in support of their arrest warrant until after their defendant is returned to that state. But having read those documents and the sealed affidavits of probable cause, I definitely believe that one of the main reasons the defendant chose to waive extradition and hurry his return back to Idaho was the need to know what was in those documents.
Boom.
So that's a significant development.
Fascinating.
Beyond that, looking at the scope of the situation and the ties this defendant has to my county, I would hold our office at the disposal of the Idaho authorities to help facilitate a complete background investigation into the defendant, both activities prior to the murders occurring within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and his activities after the murders in Pennsylvania. So we stand ready to assist with that effort on an ongoing basis. Thank you.
Interesting. Are they taking questions?
We can now open it up for questions.
Bam. Interesting. He's doing that to.
Specifically did, or can you give us any indication as to the operations of state police when you were notified? You talk about putting tactical in the area. How long were they there? And what's the?
We're not in a position to give you an exact time. It was at some point prior to when the surveillance was taken, as the investigation progressed to a point where search warrants could be obtained and the probable cause for those search warrants and an arrest warrant, a fugitive from justice warrant based on the arrest warrant out in Idaho were obtained. We began to take the tactical steps to plan to serve them.
Were you collecting evidence prior to his arrest?
At this point, like we said, it's very much pertinent to what's in the affidavits, which we cannot speak about.
What's it about his demeanor when the arrest actually happened?
Present sense impression, as likewise ongoing investigation, can't discuss it.
Can't say snuff.
Robin, 69 News. How is Kohberger being transported back to Idaho?
Those arrangements are being discussed right now, as well as the logistics. The court order says, those of you who heard it today, it's within the next 10 days. So we're currently working on that.
They're not going to tell you.
With authorities out in Idaho.
They're going to tell us.
I can't comment. I don't know.
Don't know.
Is he being held in the Monroe County jail until he's extradited, or is he removed to another?
No, he is lodged in the, since he was dropped off there Friday morning, he's resided in Monroe County Prison.
Still, until he's
Correct, yes.
extradited, he'll be there.
Until he's gone. Until he extradites. Yeah.
At this point, that's still being coordinated between the state police and the authorities out there. We don't know.
Will the affidavit be unsealed when he arrives in Idaho?
I don't want to speak out of my lane. When I watched the press conference on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I was alerted to the fact that according to Idaho state law, that the affidavits have to be served to him once he's extradited back before they could be unsealed.
Has anyone else been arrested?
Ongoing investigation.
Has the motive been determined?
I can't comment on that either. I apologize.
Who transports him, sir? Does Pennsylvania State Police, the Monroe County Sheriff's Department?
He's presently back. He was transported from the courthouse by Monroe County Sheriff. And the logistics of who's going to transport him out to Idaho are still being discussed. We don't know. Yeah.
Can you confirm the time of his arrest and how much law enforcement presence there actually was?
I would say it was in the early morning hours of Friday, December 30th. Tactical assets on scene were probably in the neighborhood of 50.
Were you afraid he was going to get tipped off before you got him?
I would say overall about this entire operation, and the credit goes, this is a part that the state police played humbly. You look at Moscow Police Department, 38 sworn, 19,000 leads, the video evidence that they had to develop in order to put that out, all public source information. But when you talk about the service of a high-risk warrant for someone who's committed or alleged to have committed 4 homicides, there's nothing routine about that. And all of those tactical steps that were taken were in conjunction with the best efforts of the authorities, local, state, and federal, both in Idaho and here, to ensure that we could do it safely and to ensure that we could get him into custody and that those service of the search warrants could occur.
Sir, can we ask a question of the first assistant district attorney? Mr. Mancuso, you described having read to a degree the contents of that affidavit of probable cause, and that you possibly speculated or theorized that he wanted to get back to read that as well, since he can't read that.
Yeah, get to the meat
Give
and
us
potatoes
an
here.
indication, though, of the seriousness of what he did read. I know you can't talk about it, but can you share with us something?
Yeah, I can't get into the details, sir, but I can say it involved the defendant's connection to a scene of a crime consisting of 4 murdered people. So that's the significance of it.
Can you confirm that there is a connection between Bryan Kohberger and any of the victims?
Done.
I can't discuss that.
No.
That he is guilty of these crimes.
That wouldn't be my place to say. Certainly confident enough that there was ample probable cause for the issuance of the various warrants in the case.
What was your reaction when you heard this? You've all talked about, you followed this. This happened states away. When you get that call, or you all get the call, that this person could be right here in your home area, what's your reaction?
Well, I was surprised. Really, Monroe County of all places. It hits close to home. It's a normal human reaction, I would think, under the circumstances.
Do you know when he and his father left Idaho or Washington and drove to Pennsylvania, what that date was?
No, I don't know the exact date.
Approximately, we understand the middle of December, is that correct?
I think that's approximate.
And what about, we heard reports that they were stopped not once but twice on the highway. Can you elaborate?
I'll defer to his Pennsylvania public defender on that.
Do you have reason to believe that Kohberger is connected to other crimes and unsolved mysteries in the area?
I wouldn't answer that question at this time.
Start looking at some that may be unsolved, where these are at.
That would be a normal thing to do.
Question for the PSP here. Said he was taken without incident. Was it safe to say that, I shouldn't say it's safe to say, but did it seem like he was expecting?
I wouldn't comment on what his present sense was. I would just comment that the professionalism of the CERT team and their tactical training definitely proved in a situation like this to do it in the most tactically sound and fastest way possible.
Was there anybody else in the house at the time?
Yes, parents were in the house at the time.
Did they say anything to you?
Again, present sense impression. I can't comment on that. Investigation.
What's going on? What did he do?
Force was used. The warrants were issued for evening search warrants, which in Pennsylvania requires additional probable cause in order to serve them at the hours of darkness. I would defer to the first assistant to talk about the legal burden that you bear in order to obtain those. But from a tactical standpoint, based upon all of the briefings that we had developed and all of the intelligence we had developed, we thought that was the best time to serve it.
And what tipped off that Pennsylvania was involved with this?
We were alerted by the FBI. Troopers in the Bureau of Criminal Investigation were alerted.
Anything on like his social media pages that tip anything?
I can't comment. I don't know.
Has parents been cooperative in this whole process?
Can't comment. Ongoing, like I said. State Police's role here was
can't say
to serve the warrants and assist with the surveillance, which we've done. We've been part of major investigations. You know, these are men and women who take an oath to protect their communities and the Commonwealth here. We're very humbled with the opportunity that we had, given a case that has really gained international attention, to play a small part in it. And our hat is off to Moscow PD again with the size and the complexity of this investigation and the work that they've done to get us here today. And this is only the beginning of the next step.
If it's determined that anyone here in Pennsylvania either helped to conceal or dispose of any evidence, then you would be a part of this case, or would it go to...
I would say that we would pledge whatever support we can for ongoing investigations with the Idaho authorities here in Pennsylvania. Absolutely. We would help them in any way we could.
Were there any weapons found in the home?
I don't want to get into what was actually seized in the house pursuant to the evidence.
But something was seized.
Can you give any insight into why you all decided to go in overnight to make the arrest?
Those are tactical decisions in terms of base surveillance. I don't want to give out too many tactical factors that go into that situation, but obviously surveillance was conducted and we wanted to go in at a time when we thought it would be the safest for everybody, safest for anybody else in the house, safest for Mr. Kohberger, and safest for our people.
There was an interesting question asked earlier about the care that needed to be taken to not tip the suspect off. Could you describe how long that lid had to be on things and how many people were involved in it? Like how many people knew and for how long?
So I would say I would answer the question this way. I don't want to get into a timeline in terms of when we were notified by the FBI and when the surveillance began. Obviously, we know on Thursday night into Friday morning is when the warrants were served. I would say, as a credit to the professionals, both standing behind me and others not here, many others not here, the information was held very close. And we did not want to have any situation where Mr. Kohberger potentially would be tipped off. So as a result of that, I would say a close number of approximately 7 to 8 individuals, maybe 10 on the most within the PSP side of this operation knew about it.
And for days, can we say? Or?
I would say for a period of time. I would not feel comfortable commenting any more than that for a period of time. And then as the tactical assets were brought in, people were briefed.
The movement plan is finally decided. Will there be an announcement? Will
Not from the state police. So we would defer to Moscow and the authorities in Idaho.
when he starts leaving Pennsylvania?
Well, we have security concerns now, obviously, to move any prisoner. Anytime you move somebody from a secure prison to another place, we don't want to. There won't be an announcement from the state police in terms of those logistics, but they're being worked on right now.
Can you give us your best guess when you think he might be moved roughly? Tomorrow?
We would like to do it as soon as possible, but the court order says 10 days. We have 10 days to coordinate it.
Can you possibly be on a plane tonight? Is it possible he could be on a plane tonight? That's a possibility, right?
I can't. I would think that's probably not likely.
Knife hasn't been found yet, by the way.
We're looking into that right now.
Body cam footage of his traffic stops are going to be coming out later on today, allegedly.
There were multiple windows that were broken, I believe, to gain access, as well as multiple doors. I think the video of the house after the fact confirms that, and that would all be part of the tactical plan based on the floor plan of the house, et cetera, and what the CERT operators would do to serve those warrants.
That could have been the FBI.
Before, and are you looking at any connections?
Wouldn't comment on that based on the ongoing nature.
How about did he have a criminal past? According to the UJS, I didn't see anything.
I can't comment on a person's criminal history during an ongoing investigation.
Sorry, Mr. Mancuso said that you stand ready to assist in giving a complete background of the defendant. What specifically is law enforcement interested in?
That'll be the last question after Mr. Mancuso answers.
In any case of this nature, and I prosecuted a fair share of homicides, double homicides, that sort of thing. You want to look at any evidence of possible motive. You want to look at any evidence of a pattern, of modus operandi or method. You want to get into the subject's character, mental state to the best you can, that sort of thing. So it'll be an all-encompassing effort, which we stand ready for. Okay.
How will you do it?
We have our ways. Okay, thank you.
Thank
you.
Okay. So from what we hear there, that this is basically all teamwork. Thank you to teamwork. Thank you, teamwork. But let's be real. Without them doing what they did, we would have. He would still be eating his mom's favorite spaghetti. Okay, he'd be mom's spaghetti. Subliminal. Yes. Wow. I might have something here though. Maybe. I'm trying to see. Oh my Lord. Okay. All right. I get older, they stay the same age. All right. We got some footage, guys. I need to do a little bit of work here. Let me see what I can do. Y'all. Cause yeah, this might be. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this. I might have something. For you to watch, right? So, wow. I might have something for you guys. Apparently, there has been body cam footage that has been released. of the traffic stops. Now, somebody just said, oh, and shout out to, I forgot who said it at first. I think it was Josh Ruiz, who said, I think that they have you seen the body cam footage yet? We haven't, but we're going to see it now. So, yeah, we got some body cam footage. Ooh, that is loud. Let me turn that down. Well, we got some body cam footage for that ass. Let's take a look at this. This is exclusive right now, baby. Body cam footage of Bryan Kohberger and Papa Kohberger getting pulled over in Indiana. Remember, he was pulled over twice, not once, but 2 times a lady, okay? 2 times for speeding and driving too close to other vehicles, all right, in Indiana. Now, there's some body cam footage. Let's take a look at this one, shall we, babies? Have mercy. I thought I was done. Like I said, it's like Godfather 3. Once you think you're out, they just keep dragging it back in. But we're going to watch this together as a family. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And of course, do not forget to go and download Swag It. If you want to win $100, go click on the link in the description box and pin to the top of the family chat right now as we speak. Download Swag It app. Follow me, The Pascal Show, one word. Comment on some of my videos, like some of my videos, and you're instantly entered in to win 100 smack-els. Okay? New money for the new year. Let's take a look at this video. Let's go.
I stopped in when you're driving by me there, you're a little close back at semi. In the back of the trailer. One car was 36 miles an hour, so 60 miles an hour. About 6 or 7 cars. Oh, you guys did? Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta stop this really quick. Hold on. Did he just say that he was going like 110 miles an hour? He was going freaking fast. Now, I know some other people who are speed demons, all right? But from my understanding, from what I heard, and obviously I'm just hearing this for the first time. I've never seen this footage, guys. Apparently, they're saying that he went 110 miles an hour or something like that. And he's like, you're supposed to be going a certain amount of miles, a certain mile per hour. Also, want to point out, the car is filthy. Look at the car. It's disgusting. Now, I understand driving cross country is really something else. There was a snowstorm, so God only knows what they were driving through. But this car be filthy. For someone who has OCD, that's very interesting. Clearly, he didn't give a damn at this point. He wanted to get this car as far away from Idaho as possible. Let's continue.
You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs.
Did you hear that? Oh, ho, ho, ho. So somebody may be entirely right here. You remember what somebody just said a second ago? I didn't read it out loud, but they said, I posted it. They said maybe those were FBI agents that were pulling him over, posing as state troopers. He just said he just got pulled over. He just got pulled over earlier by a state trooper. And then this state trooper said, really? We don't have SUVs. I'm going to roll that back a little bit, and I'm not going to interrupt anymore. I promise. I'm so sorry. Let's go. Hit that like button, y'all.
You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs.
Bam.
That's a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Okay. All right. You said you guys following too closely? Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself money.
Wow.
So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay?
He's real comfortable.
If you're going 10 miles an hour, you only need one car. If you're going, so speaking of here, 7. If you're going 70 miles an hour, you need 7 car miles. Yeah. That's the easy way to explain it. Yeah. It's really, it's in the B&B man says 227. All right. You guys have a safe trip. Where y'all headed? Thank you so much. Where were y'all headed to? Where at? Yeah, it's a long haul. You guys scared of airplanes? Did you? Okay. All right, well, hey, please have a safe trip. Thank you, sir.
So that's it? Okay. Then I guess this is the second one, maybe? I'm so confused. But that cop had no clue. Oh, my Lord. Look at that car. Look at that car. I mean, we're going to let this play. I mean, this is the footage that I have so far. Look how filthy that car is. So this is just the other angle. I'm going to scroll through a little bit. And then that's it. Chuckles and have a good one. Hold on. I'm going to roll this back because... So that's them. And that's one of the traffic stops that happened. So only one that I've seen so far, unless there's more out here. But look at that. And he has a look on his face like, what's going on? And didn't get anything. Yeah, he like walked over and just said, you guys are going X amount of speed. You're going too fast, so on and so forth. Very interesting, guys. Very interesting indeed. And they got away. I'm trying to see if there's maybe another one. Give me a second. I'm just seeing if there's another video. So far, this is just the one that they have right now. Maybe there is a second one, but it's really interesting that they just said, oh, yeah, I need to show that again because this the look on his face. Look at that. Look at the look on BK's face. Huh? Very interesting. And he's definitely nervous for sure. And the father's just like, what? But yeah. This is very interesting. He didn't get any tickets. He didn't even, unless he went back in that car and gave him a warning citation. That could have been it too. He could have gone back out there and given him a warning, but it doesn't look like that. And then the other guy, remember, he said, you hear him say, "Oh yeah, state troopers don't have SUVs." He's like, "Oh, you got pulled over before?" Yeah, we don't have SUVs. Clearly, that says something else. Somebody's following them for show. That's some wild stuff, y'all. Yep, I didn't know I couldn't do that face. Yep, exactly, T. Damn right. I didn't know I could do that, man. I didn't know I couldn't do that, man. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, officer. I can't drive that fast. Oops. Interesting. So I think this is the one, Jacqueline. Of course I'll see real quick, but whenever it has to do with, you gotta be careful. Yeah, this is the exact same one. This is the exact same one, y'all. So yeah, they don't have the second one. And of course they don't have the second one, because that's the FBI. Of course they don't have that one. Because the second, or the first one at least, the first body cam that they have, if they even use body cam, guarantee you that's FBI, if that's the case. Because the guy even said, we don't have state troopers we don't have SUVs out here. To me, that says other departments within the law enforcement were following him throughout this entire time. But if you see how filthy the car is, this car is filthy. I mean, look at all that right along the side of it. Just disgusting. And of course, it is wintertime. There was the huge snowstorm that blasted through and all that. So clearly he's driving cross country. He doesn't give a damn about keeping the car clean. He wants to get this as far away from that place as possible, right? But then I still wonder, what's up with Papa? What's up with Papa Kohberger? What does he have to do with this whole thing? Why is he there? Is he just an innocent? Is he just chilling in the cut, innocently, just trying to be with his son, spend some quality time with his son, or not? God knows what BK said to his father. But he photographs so differently, man. I'm going to be real. He photographs so differently. Like, you saw that still, he looks weird there, right? But then you see, this is what Daily Mail has been putting out, new photos and everything. Okay? Look at that photo. You know what I mean? Like, the way he photographs is so different every single time. It's so weird. But then here's some photos of the family showing up to court. Full on covered face and everything. All getting ready, walking into the courthouse. Some crazy stuff, y'all. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, y'all, that's the body cam footage that they have so far. That's out now, which is fascinating. And it sounds like, yeah, they were following him. They were tailing him. They were tailing him throughout the entire cross-country trip. It's very interesting that they decided to pull him over in Indiana, and then he got pulled over again, right? But it looks like he didn't get any citations. He didn't get any tickets, which is interesting too. Which is very, very interesting. But we'll find out more information as this story continues to develop, because it's still developing, y'all. Oh, it's still developing. We got 10 days? They say within 10 days, they're going to be expediting BK across the country back to Idaho. He's going to face the music there. And this is going to be interesting. That's the other thing. I was waiting to see if there was any footage or photos of Kaylee's family at the court. I have yet to see anything so far, and I haven't heard anything from any statements or anything of that sort. But you know for a fact they're going to be making statements before the night's end. I know that for sure. All right, but this is all we have so far, guys. This is what we got. He is going to be extradited to Idaho to face the music for the tragedy of these 4 college students. We'll find out more information when he gets extradited. They say within 10 days, but you know for a fact they say that for a reason to protect him, obviously. Okay? But we'll see what happens here, right? They might leave. They might take him back home tomorrow. They might take him back to Idaho tomorrow. You never know. I think they say that to throw people off, so nobody does anything bad to him, you know? So we got 10 days or within 10 days to find out more information. So when that pops off, you know for a fact you're going to be hearing it from me. And of course, there's so many other content creators that are talking about this as well. Okay. But I will be talking about this. There is so much to cover. But there's also a bunch of other stories that need to be talked about here too, as well, which we will be talking about very, very soon. So anyway, please do me a favor, hit that like button down below, send it past whatever, doesn't matter. Just appreciate the love and the help. All right. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Be sure, of course, if you're interested in winning 100 smackers, new dollars in the new year, again, go to the link that's in my description box, at the top of the description box, or it's pinned to the top of the chat right now. Click on that link, download Swag It app, follow me on the Pascal Show, one word, follow me there on there. Comment and like a bunch of my videos, all right? And you're instantly entered in for a chance to win 100 smackers, all right? So go and do that, all right? I'd really, really appreciate it. That's another way of supporting me and supporting this channel, all right? So anyway, it's time to get going. I will see you guys very soon. I got a couple pop-up videos coming to you guys in the next few hours, so be on the lookout for that, all right? And I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Talk to you guys shortly. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.